Hello students. So in our last video we discussed that what is solid, and then we discussed two types of solid, that is first one is crystalline solids and second one is amorphous solid. Okay, also we discussed that there are mainly four types of crystalline solid. Number one, ionic solid, molecular solid, covalent solid and metallic solid. So in this video we will discuss that all these four types of solid. Okay, so we basically discuss their four main properties, right? So number one is the constituent particles. Number two, nature of their binding force. Number three, examples, and fourth one is their electrical conductivity. Okay, so first one is ionic solid. So ionic solid is made up of ions, that is positive ions and negative ions. Example, NaCl. So here positive ion is Na positive and the negative ion is Cl negative. So between positive and negative ions, so they are opposite ions, right? Because their charges are opposite. So the force of attraction between them is electrostatic force. These kinds of forces are electrostatic force. Example, NaCl, right? Zinc sulfide, calcium fluoride, etc. So now the fourth property is electrical conductivity. So these solids are insulators in solid state, because in solid state they are tightly pegged, but they become good conductor of electricity in their molten state and aqueous state, because in these states they splits up into ions, and we know that electricity causes due to free ions. So these are insulator in the solid state and good conductor of electricity in molten and aqueous state, right? So now if I'm talking about the melting point, so melting point is very high, because electrostatic force is one of the strongest force, so their melting point is very high. Now if I'm talking about their solubilities, so these are soluble in polar solvent, because NaCl, so there is a dipole moment towards Cl negative, because these atom is more electronegative, right? So due to dipole moment, these are soluble in polar solvent, because polar solvent also have dipole moment. Now our second crystalline solid is covalent solid. So it is made up of ions. If I'm talking about the example like carbon, so carbon is made up of carbon, right? Their force of attraction between them is covalent bonds, because covalent bond is what? Covalent bond is defined as the bond which is made up of sharing of atoms. Okay, and also we know that carbon having 4 valence electron, so it is not able to completely gain electron or lose the completely 4 electron, so it make up the bond via sharing of electrons, right? So their force of attraction is covalent bonds. It is made up of atoms. Now example, diamond, right? Okay, so and they are insulator, but here the most important exception, that is graphite. Graphite is a very good conductor of electricity, because it has free electrons. So here we have the structure of graphite. So it's a layer structure. In this structure, a carbon having 3 bonds, 1, 2, 3. So 1 electron of each carbon is free, and it's a main cause of electricity. So graphite is good conductor of electricity due to these free electrons. So it's a one of the exception, because as we know, and all other covalent solids are insulator, exception graphite, which is a good conductor of electricity, right? Their melting point is also high because covalent bond are also very strong bond, but they are not as strong as the ionic bond, right? So their melting point is high but not higher than the ionic solids. Now our third solid is metallic solid. So metallic solids are made up of positive ions with one electron, positive ion with one electron, right? Now these metals having the free electrons. If I'm talking about the sodium metal, so it has very low ionization energy. As we know, ionization energy is defined as the energy required to remove an extreme valence electron from an isolated atom to its gaseous state, right? So since these are the electropositive in nature, that is sodium can easily remove its one electron and exist as a sodium positive, so we called it kernel and a one free electron, right? So these are nature of binding force between these metals are metallic bonds, right? Example, all metals, alloys, right? The third one is electric conductivity. So due to these free electrons, they are very good conductor of electricity, and also we know that metals are a good conductor of electricity. Now the important points are, due to these free electrons, they possess some properties like luster, right? Malleability, ductility. So all these properties are due to these free electron present in an atom. Metallic bond is also a very strong bond, right? So their melting point is also very high, but not high than the ionic solid and as well as covalent solid. Now our fourth type of the solid is molecular solid. So molecular solid is divided into three parts. Number one, non-polar molecular solid. Number two, polar molecular solid, and third one is hydrogen bonding, right? So we'll discuss all of these three one by one. So in the non-polar solid, non-polar is made up of atoms, atoms like the noble gases. Noble gases means helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. So these are made up of the atoms of these gases, or we can say that non-polar molecules like hydrogen, it's also a non-polar molecule. Chlorine, right? Because chlorine and chlorine, both the atoms are same in this molecule, so there is no dipole moment, or we can say that no polarity, right? These are bind together with the London forces, or London forces is one of the type of van der Waals forces. So the main nature of binding of force of these solids are London forces. Example already discussed, argon, right? Hydrogen, iodine, chlorine, CO2. CO2 exists as, it's the structure of CO2. So CO2, there is no polarity, and we can say that no dipole moments, hence it is also a non-polar molecule, right? As we know, the van der Waals forces are very weak, so these are soft, right? There are no free electrons, no polarity, so they are insulator. Melting point, since the nature of binding force is very weak, so melting point is very low. Now the second one is polar molecules. So polar molecules are made up of polar solids are made up of polar molecules, like water is a polar molecule, right? HCl. But water is, we considered water in the hydrogen bonding, right? So HCl, or we can say that sulfur dioxide. So also we have many other examples. These are they are bind together with the help of dipole interaction, or we can say that the polar interaction, like HCl, and the another one is HCl. So if I'm talking about the charges, so HCl hydrogen is sigma positive, HCl sigma negative, sigma positive and sigma negative. So due to opposite forces, these two attract each other, right? So these forces, they are the forces, and these forces are polar interaction, or we can say that dipole interaction. Dipole interaction is also one of the van der Waals forces. So these metals are also very soft electric conductivity, since there are also no free electrons, so these are also insulator. Melting point is low but higher than that of non-polar, right? Now our third and the last type of our solid is hydrogen bonded solids. So these are made up of the hydrogen attached to electronegative atoms, right? Fluorine, nitrogen and oxygen. These are the atoms having very high electronegativity, and when hydrogen atom attached with it, then they become the hydrogen bonded atom. Our very simple example is water, ammonia, right? Hydrogen fluoride. So these are the examples of hydrogen bonded solids. Now the hydrogen bonding is very strong in nature. Hydrogen bonding is strong in nature because if I'm taking about the example of water, so water exists as in the band shape. So there is an interaction between oxygen and hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen. So these are the interaction between them. They are also insulator because there are no such free electrons. Their melting point is low but higher than the non-polar as well as polar solids, right? So these are all about the four types of solid we discussed earlier, and today we discussed their properties, right? Their constituent particles, nature of binding force, their examples, electric conductivity and their melting points. In our next video we will discuss the space lattice, right? Or we will discuss what is unit cell, how a lattice made up of,